And so our reporters are out there really in 100-and-something degree heat, being shot at and marked at by a bunch of guys that think the image of power and masculinity and pointing guns at people is going to make them submit when they've stepped way out of bounds and are escalating this quickly, going into McDonald's and saying to the Washington Post, "Why are you taking a picture of me? I'm going to arrest you." Can anybody say power trip? Anybody say North Korea? We're going back to George Norrie here in a moment. Don't forget, this hour is brought to you by MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com/Alex. Wonderful, high quality, very inexpensive, non-GMO storable foods. Great customer service. They have unique plastic tote containers that the meals are kept in. Just the containers themselves, you buy at Home Depot for like $50 a piece. I don't know how they do this. I mean, it's such nice packaging, everything. MyPatriotSupply.com/Alex. Government stores food. I store food. I think you should store food. This is the place, MyPatriotSupply.com/Alex. And please don't forget, this whole platform and the synergy with the George Norries and the James O'Keefes and all the other great real media that's out there that is so diverse is funded by people like you going to Veritas Project and checking out their products and buying O'Keefe's book and clicking on the banners and going to coasttocoastam.com and going and subscribing to George Norrie's excellently produced TV show that covers every topic you can imagine at beyondbelief.com. That's beyondbelief.com. We don't have the big globalist funding. I know I certainly don't. And that's how we're building a true independent media operation. Take George Norrie. Been interviewing me since 2002, 2003, 12, 13 years. Nobody back then in big radio would interview me. And I was already breaking through, reaching a lot of people, but I tell you, he helped launch InfoWars at so many levels. And that's why I enjoy his show and also just really care about George, who is there to build people up and support free speech. And that's why it's so important to subscribe to his television show and to visit his website, beyondbelief.com. That's why it's so important to tell folks about Coast to Coast AM. And it doesn't mean you even have to agree with every guest he's got on. He doesn't agree with me on everything. I don't agree with him on everything, just like Jesse Ventura. The point is we agree on freedom and free speech and having a strong family and a right to self-defense, and that there are globalists at the top of things playing humanity off against each other. So please go to InfoWarsLife.com today. Buy the X2 Nascent Iodine. Buy the Super Male Vitality, the Super Female Vitality, the Lung Cleanse, the Silver Bullet, Colloidal Silver. We have upwards of 37% off on one of the specials. I'm still running all the specials at InfoWarsLife.com with a blanket 10% off everything with promo code 10 at checkout. That only runs till Monday. It's back to government re-education camp special. Everybody has a back to school special. Well, here's our Pink Floyd no more education special. That means no more edumacation or brainwashing. Promo code 10. Common Core doesn't work. Can't put in 9 or 11. Can't put in 8. Can't put in 14. 2 + 2 = 4. The promo code is 10. 10% off everything. Stuff that's even already discounted. It runs till next Monday. You also support the broadcast going to prisonplanet.tv and getting a subscription. Each subscription, $5.95 a month. 11 people can use the username and passcode to then be able to let their friends and family watch. And by the way, George didn't ask me to plug this when he came on. I'm going to do it. We shouldn't be ashamed to try to build our own media operations. We shouldn't be ashamed to ask for support. We don't take money like MSNBC from taxpayers and stimulus money, or $400 million a year like NPR of taxpayer money, or ABC News that gets banker bailout money from George Soros and Warren Buffett to underwrite their shows. We have to get it from you. And if you want to see more hardcore guests, more reporters, more info, you've got to support our AM and FM affiliates, support their sponsors, become a sponsor. You got to spread the word about the broadcast. You got to go to InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com, and you got to buy the great products that are already the lowest price. It's a win-win-win. George, I love watching your show online. I have a subscription at beyondbelief.com. But when I get that subscription that's so inexpensive, it opens up to just hundreds of other shows that are on this network that you're part of. And it's just so exciting to see this growing and becoming so popular. So tell us how people subscribe to your show and get the hundreds of other shows.
It's like Netflix, Alex, where for a minimal little monthly fee, you get all the programs, and you're going to watch them as often as you can. And technologically now, with Google Chrome and everything else, you can watch anything from your computer on your flat-screen TV. I mean, it is real television in real time, and it's up there for you. But at beyondbelief.com, we have our main television program, Beyond Belief, of which you're going to be on soon. And we've got great guests that come on, but you have access to all the other different programs that are produced by the Guy Television Network. And I've never seen anything like it before, but it's in an era of information and cost and affordability. It's just something where people can just sit back in the comfort of their home, the one domicile they still have, and relax and watch some quality programming and get information from it. You know, it's not just a Hollywood piece of good video. You actually watch it, learn from it, and you plan your life with it.
Well, look, I mean, the best stuff out there, George, is not on mainline cable. It is in subscription. Now, PrisonPlanet.tv, it's on Roku and Boxy and all those systems as well. I find myself now when I go on my cable, or I have cable now. I had satellite, didn't work good. Mm-hmm. When I go on there, I'm going in to see your show. I'm going in to see mine. I'm going into my subscriptions because it's not that I'm going to subscribe to what I want to hear. I see a lot of stuff on your show or other shows that I don't even agree with, just like people hear stuff here they don't agree with, but it's not censored. It's not centralized. You tune into mainstream stuff, it is just so homogenized, so establishment. That's why they're collapsing and we're exploding.
Exactly. It's all cookie cutter. We're not, you're not, and the public knows that. And they're going to get the truth. They're going to get opinion. Like you said earlier, hey, people might listen to a guest on Coast to Coast or Beyond Belief or InfoWars and not agree with that guest. But you know what? That's the success of the program. It gives you the right to decide what you want, whether you agree with it or not. You know, real debate, real information, and that's what it's all about.
It really is. We report, you decide. It's not cookie cutter. And then sometimes I start a show with one opinion, and by the end, I've had my mind changed. It's really, it's interactive. That's what this is really all about, and that's why there's a revolution to shut down and censor InfoWars and Drudge and so many others. There's a move to bring the fairness doctrine back into talk radio and restrict what George and I can say. I mean, there's only 3 hosts that have other hosts on. That's Michael Savage, George Norrie, and Alex Jones. The other big hosts are really in it purely as political operatives or for themselves. And I'm not even attacking them. It's just a fact. I know George well now over 12, 13 years. We really do want to live in a free country. We really are thrilled by learning stuff and talking about things. And the reason I bring that up is voting with your dollars and your time and your mouth and your keyboard, telling people about the media you listen to and where you found truth and where you found depth and breadth in the analysis, where it's full spectrum. That's the fight happening. They're trying to suppress it. The system is afraid of a real press. We are the real press. So what I'm saying is water the real press, folks. You've been doing it. Do it even more. And celebrate the real free press. Celebrate a Matt Drudge or a George Norrie or a Joseph Farah or an Alex Jones or a James O'Keefe or the countless. Celebrate a Jakari Jackson or a Joe Biggs out there getting shot with rubber bullets. I mean, these are the real warriors, not the guy playing football. And I can watch a football game, at a family reunion and sit back and eat pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving. I'm not knocking it. It's just that's not my heroes. I don't get excited and jump up and down about some football game or about the World Cup, even though I could watch some of it and found it interesting, in some of the final matches. It's just that that isn't what gets my blood flowing because it doesn't matter in the final equation. Here I am ranting, George. Sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. By the way, you got a great compliment on my show last night from my guest, Lionel, former radio broadcaster, complimenting you and Paul Joseph Watson for the work that you both do on your program. And, you know, he has gone to bat defending messages from you. And I don't know, have you had him on the program?
Yes, I have. I met him at a talkers conference. He's got a show there on New York TV. And just a great guy. And Keith Olbermann attacked him for just promoting basic freedom, which is sad for Keith Olbermann. I mean, he's done some pretty journalistic stuff back in his day. Yeah, something's happened to him, too, so I don't understand. So this, I know you don't have a lot of time here, but my campaign to insulate the power... No. In fact, I apologize. I've hogged the whole...